Hey, what's going on? Shabbat Shalom. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm all right. The cold is getting me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's too
I
much.
was thinking today, I think I've been wearing my warm coat for literally since December, the
I
beginning
know.
of December.
And it's supposed to go down. It's supposed to go down like 2 degrees this weekend. Yeah. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Shabbat shalom.
I'm good.
Dan, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Nice to see you without Janice. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
You got a haircut. Did you get a haircut? No?
A few weeks ago. But, no, it's the same. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're unexpectedly here because Vermont is even colder.
It's supposed to be 2 degrees over the weekend. On Sunday. Here, I think.
I mean, that's what
Minus 15.
winter used
Wind chill.
to be like that.
I know, this is getting me down a little bit. It's cold. I mean, it's like...
Jacques video, like YouTube, whatever you call it.
Yes, probably.
With Michael Tilson Thomas in the kitchen.
No? Who's Michael Tilson Thomas?
Very, very famous conductor.
Oh.
Classical music conductor. Anyway, Michael Tilson Thomas is playing the keyboard in Jacques Pepin's kitchen, and Jacques Pepin is singing. And it's
Is it new? Is it new? Or newish? No, it's old. It's from a while
But
ago.
it was.
Oh,
I watched it twice.
I've seen most Jacques Pepin videos, but
I mean,
not
this
that
was
one. So that's
just
good.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I'm very excited about that. He's mostly seems to be stopped posting. You know, he used to post on Facebook these little videos.
So.
He posts them, but they're all reruns now. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's.
look, I think he's being run by his son-in-law at this point.
Yes, his
Yeah.
son and daughter-in-law are,
Yeah.
yes. I think
I mean, I think it's like an industry.
yes, it's an industry. Yes, it is.
It's okay.
Shalom.
Shabbat
I
Shalom.
should start calling you Benji.
No, gosh.
What?
What if
Melissa said you hate
I
that
just
so
bought
much.
a
Pink
A
dress.
dog.
a stuffed animal. Okay. This is something from last night, which was funny.
No,
Um,
that's fine.
Hey, Darren.
Okay. You want to adopt one?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did this podcast. I did this podcast taping last night. So she was.
What, are you good? Nice and warm here? Aim to make you happy.
He's talking about
And it was like this.
But you know what? The crazy thing is, what did she do? Like she said, she said that Diane's a, she's like a rental rat. What did she do? Like she's a she calls herself a priest.
yeah, she was
That's when you need spiritual guidance.
It's just like having
when she
She's not.
She was Asian.
Yeah, but she was his first.
Did you go?
She was sick.
yeah, we were.
This is so crazy.
It was fun. It was like, what?
This is so crazy.
Okay.
Where's the, no more book?
The big one. It's
That doesn't matter.
Rabbi, did Sarah tell you that?
Page 14. I don't know the page in the other book, so I don't have it. Yodi nefesh av harachaman mishoch avdach el retzonach yarutz avdach kemo ayam yishtachaveh el mol hadara yeraglo yedidu
נועם זיווך, אז תתחזק ותתרפא, והייתה לך שפחת עולם, ותתיימו רחמך, וחוסנה על בן אוהבך, כי זה כמה נחשוף לראות בתפארת עוזך, ענה לי מחמד ליבי, חושנה אל תתעלם, הגלנה עופרוס חביב עלי, את סוכת שלומך, תאיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בך, מהר אהוב כי במועד, וחנני כי מעולם. Yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da da da, hi da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, מקדמה פנה בתודה בזמירות נריע לו. 40 שנה אקוט בדוב, ואומר תועל לבבהם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, אם יבואו אל מנוחתי. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו בכל העמים נפלאותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומולו מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, איי איי איי, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה. הדה לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו, אבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, אבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, אבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה וכל חצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרכה. Yadinamim b'meisharim Yismachu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz Yiram hayam umlo Ya'alo sadai V'chol asher bo ay Az yiranenu kol atzeya'a Lifnei Adonai ki ba Lishbot haaretz Yishbot tevel Betzedek Be'amin Be'emunato Ay dai 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 Hi dai 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 Hi dai 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 Hi dai 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 Page 17 And I'm allowed to go Haaretz Yismachu Yim Rabim Anavar Fel Sevivan Sedek u'mishpat Michon Kiso Eish Lefinata Shama v'tis Sion v'tagelna benot Yehuda L'man mishpatecha Adonai Ki ata Adonai Elyon Al kol haaretz me'od na'aleta al kol Elohim Oavei Adonai sinura shomer nafshot chasidav miad rishayim yatsilem Or zaru ala tzadik ul yisrei lev simcha simchu tzadikim b'Adonai ve'odu lezecher kodsho Mezmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash shir chadash Uti Adonai shetan If Adonai ki ba lishbot haaretz lishbot tevel b'tzedek v'yamim b'meishari Adonai malach yeguzu amim yoshev kerubim tenut haaretz Adonai b'tzion gadol v'ramu al kol ha'amim yodu shimcha Ramu Adonai yiftachu Moshe Ramamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishdachavu l'char kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Elohei. Please rise, page 20. Mizmor leDavid havu l'Adonai b'leilim havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz havu l'Adonai kevod shemo hishtachavu l'Adonai adrat kodesh kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim kol Adonai ba'koach Kol Adonai behadar Kol Adonai shover arazim Vayishaber Adonai et arzei halvanon Vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon Vesirion kemo ben re'emim ay Kol Adonai Kotzev lavotesh Kol Adonai Yachil midbar midbar kadesh Kol Adonai Yacholel ayalot Vayecheso E'arot ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד. איי 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 אדוני למה בו ישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לי עמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. איי 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 גדולת ימינך תתיר צרורה תתיר צרורה קבל רינת עמך סגבנו תהרנו נורא יאי די 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 היי די 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 יאי די 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 Page 21. לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה שמו וזכור בדיבורך השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקוה ברכה מראש מקדם נסוך סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה קום מצי מתוך אפיך רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה ידדי 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 פני שבת נקבלה התנערי מעפר קומי לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי קרבה אל נפשי גלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך תומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לך לקראת כלה פני שבת מקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תמי בך יחסו עניי עמי ונבנתה עיר אל תילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה והיו למשיסה שועשייך ורחקו מבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך כמסוס חתן כלכלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי על ידיש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי לשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשור ועלי נבל עלי היגיון בחינוך מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון צדיקת המר יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עגלתה בו. I don't know where I'll go, לבית, לבית, Mikolot mayim rabim, adirim, mishtareyam. Mikolot mayim rabim, adirim, mishtareyam. Adir b'marom, adir b'marom, adir b'marom, Adonai, adir b'marom, adir b'marom, adir b'marom, Adonai. Edotecha ne'emnu ma'od lebeitcha la'ava kodesh Adonai la'orech yamim.
This week, we observe the Yartzeichen of Dr. Herbert S. Lewin, father of Sybil Rosenberg, Esther Koblenz-Rudder, aunt of Eleanor Dreyfus, Max Schreiber, father of Gloria Staple, Alan Dreyfus, brother-in-law of Eleanor Dreyfus, Nathaniel Goldberg, brother of Eleanor Dreyfus, Paul Goldiner, husband of Mary Goldiner, Morris Mayerson, father of Howard Mayerson, Marion Stern, grandmother of Jill Goldenberg, David Goldreich, father of Gloria Horowitz, Gustav Droller, father of Michael Droller, and also Branya Fink, Anna Labush, and Rose Schnackkraut, who are memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings.
Mordecai is on page 24. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman karev v'yimru.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Ulamei Almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha.
Richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata ta'amiram v'yalma v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehi Shlam Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
V'asei shalom b'mromav huya asei shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen. Shirkoach. Good Shabbos, everyone. It's really nice to see all of you. I want to share a relatively short thought, which was inspired in part by a talk at the 92nd Street Y this past week with Brett Stevens and Rabbi David Ingber, which made some waves in the rather small pool of people for whom a talk between Brett Stevens and Rabbi David Ingber at 92nd Street Y can make waves. And Brett Stevens, who's the New York Times columnist, advocated for defunding the ADL and argued basically that the so-called fight against anti-Semitism has failed, and that Jews, rather than spending hundreds of millions of dollars on things like the ADL, should redevote all of those resources basically to internal Jewish projects like day schools and cultural institutions and so on and so forth. And this made a lot of waves for a fairly prominent Jewish thinker to advocate for defunding the ADL. And I want to, before I share a few thoughts about this, I want to make very clear, I don't mean to use Brett Stevens here as a straw man. I actually think that there is, I admire him as a thinker, and I also think there's a lot of wisdom in what he was saying, and there's something, I think, alluring about what he's saying, and something that feels authentic and important about what he's saying, about investing in internal Jewish projects and trying to strengthen our own communities regardless of what's going on in the world outside. I think there's something very attractive about that. I also think there's something about that can lead us to dangerous places. Something that I think that I've experienced in my own religious and Jewish life, and I've experienced in the life of this community, and I think we've all experienced in the broader Jewish world in a variety of ways since October 7th, is that there has been this impulse, and I really think that this sort of transcends lots of different sort of institutional contexts and Jewish contexts. There's been this impulse, I think, to kind of circle the wagons and kind of turn inward. Our people we thought our allies seem unreliable, and there's this kind of for me anyways, and I feel this as well, and I think what Bret Stephens is saying reflects this. There's this impulse to turn inward and to turn our backs a little bit on the world, or at least to try to protect ourselves from the world, and not work as hard at building relationships with the world. And I think, again, I actually think this is very intelligible, emotionally intelligible, and in some ways maybe strategically wise. And of course, the Torah does say we are an Am Levadad Yishkon. We're going to be a nation that dwells apart. Of course, the person who says that is a non-Jewish prophet, Bilam, who's sort of cursing us or blessing us. But whether it's a curse or a blessing, it's going to be true. We're going to sort of not be reckoned among the nations, and that's a very deep part of Jewish history and Jewish consciousness, and I think that that's true, and I wouldn't minimize that at all. But one of the salient features, I think, of Jewish text and Jewish tradition and Jewish experience in general, one of the salient, important, defining features is that our tradition and the history, which is sort of an instantiation of our tradition, is very, very rarely simple, and it very, very rarely presents one idea without also presenting the other idea. And so does anyone know, by the way, so kashrut, and we're going to take a little bit of a jag into halacha here. So if you are cooking up a chicken soup, and you drop some milk in the soup by mistake, so famously, you can eat the soup still, from a halachic standpoint, if there's if the milk is less than 1/60th part of the soup. So if it's you have a gallon of soup and you have one little drop of milk, it's less than 1/60th, and the soup remains kosher. This is what the Talmud says. But this is actually not the first primary way that the Talmud actually advises that you go about discerning whether or not your soup remains kosher. Because for the rabbis of the Talmud, the thing that they're concerned about, and the thing that actually everyone, according to all opinions, agrees is forbidden, is to eat something that tastes of meat and dairy. To eat a dish like a creamy meat dish, where you can taste both the meat and the dairy. According to all opinions, that's what really renders something forbidden. And the original method for discerning the kashrut of a dish after a kitchen accident, the Gemara says, is to go ask a non-Jewish chef. It's interesting that they specify a chef, actually. They someone who has a refined palate. But you go to your friendly non-Jewish chef and say, hey, would you mind tasting the soup and telling me what it is? Now, this whole idea presupposes that it's no big thing to knock on the door of your non-Jewish chef neighbor and say, hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. And so this whole important complex of kashrut and observance actually originally depends actually on neighborly relations with the people around us, and the idea that we're going to help each other out. We'll help him do whatever he needs to do, and he's going to help us. Not that it's a quid pro quo, but that it's a relationship. And then the Talmud decides that this is not practical. And they say that it used to be that we could just knock on the door of the non-Jewish chef, and now we can't. And so we have to rely on this 1/60th thing, which is a compromise with what they imagine is the ideal thing, where you could just go and ask. And it comes up, of course, very famously, most famously probably anywhere in Jewish tradition, in the Parsha this week, which is Parsha Yitro. Yitro is Moshe's father-in-law. He's, of course, a non-Jew. He gets a whole Parsha named after him, and the Parsha includes the Ten Commandments. But it opens up with this very, very famous episode where Moshe reunites with Yitro, his father-in-law, and his wife and children after apparently having sent them away during the Yetziat Mitzrayim, because it's a dangerous situation, and he basically left his family with his father-in-law while he went on this sacred mission. And after they come through the sea, and there's been this great cataclysm in Egypt, and they come through the sea and they're free, so Yitro goes to see him, and they embrace one another and talk, and Yitro very famously looks at what Moshe's doing, and what Moshe is doing is he's sitting all day long, and the people are coming him and hawking him with questions, and he's judging every single case for himself because he's the leader and it's his responsibility. And Yitro says very famously, you're going to wear yourself out and you're going to wear the people out, and this is not sustainable. And what you need to do is basically establish a court system. You need to establish, lower courts, and you have lower judges, and they'll bring you the really, really hard, important cases, but you can't actually run yourself ragged and do this all the time. And then that piece of advice, actually, Moshe takes, and sort of saves his career. And then he goes up and receives the Ten Commandments, and so on, has the career that he had. And again, we sometimes I think in the Jewish world, I think particularly in the last couple of years, we think that we can be or that we should be, completely self-sufficient. But there's no people and there's no person that's completely self-sufficient. And I think that even as that impulse, I think, is understandable and sometimes emotionally satisfying, and sometimes strategically appropriate. Sometimes that is, I think, the appropriate thing to sort of focus inward. I think we shouldn't let it and we should try not to let our experiences obliterate the extent to which we can open our eyes and find friends in all kinds of places. And it's been a long part of Jewish history forever, and we're going to continue to live among others. And sometimes that relationship is going to be generative, and sometimes that relationship is going to be tense, and sometimes that relationship might be violent, but sometimes that relationship is going to yield great things and great friendships. And I would encourage all of us, and I think Brett Stevens would agree with all of this. I really don't mean to use him as a straw man, but I encourage all of us to remain open to the possibility that someone like Yitro is going to come along and tell us something about ourselves out of love that we really, really need to know. We'll continue with Mariv, which is on page 26. 28. Please rise. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavir ben yom ben laila Adonai tzavot shemo el chai v'kayam tiruch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamari v'aravi ma'avadolam v'yishrat ki hem chayinu v'orech yameinu v'hem negei yomam v'laila v'avatecha al tasir mimenu leolami. Baruch Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam v'shivdecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'b'shokbecha u'b'kumecha u'shartam leod al yadecha v'hayu letotavot b'neinecha Adonai Elohechem Amen. Malchuto v'ratzon kimlu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael Chanu shira v'simcha raba v'ameru chulam Ami kamocha ba'enim Adonai Mi kamocha Baruch Adonai Yisrael. Ushmor Tzeitzenu Boenu Lechaim Shalom Etavi Adonam Ukros Aleinu Sugat Shalom Echa Baruch Adonai Aborei Sugat Shalom Aleinu Vel Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim Ve'shameru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledorotam ve'rin olam Beinim u'bein bnei Yisrael Oti elei olam Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uv'hayom ha'shevi'i Shabbat v'nafash Yigadal v'kadash me'rabah v'amali v'akirutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala u'bizman gariv imru amen Yesh me'rabah mevorach le'olam u'lamei alamaya Yivarach v'ishtabach v'yivarach v'yram dinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei tekutcha b'richu leila mikol birchata v'shirata dush v'chata v'nechemata damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Page 35. page 47 or 89. ויכולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מגו מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מגו מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא העליון קונה שמיים וארץ מגן אבות בדברו מחיים מתים במאמרו האל הקדוש אין כמוהו מניח לעמו ליום שבת קודשו כי במרצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד נראה בפחד ונודה לשמוע בכל יום תמיד נאון הברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת מעורך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמדו שני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו רצה במנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך ודר ליבנו לעבדך באמת והנחילנו על מנהלנו ברצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בישוע מקדשי שמך ברוך אדוני מקדש השבת יקרא ויקדש שמי רבה נעמדי ורק ירדה וימליך מלכותי בחייכם וימיכם חי לכל בישראל בגלל למען קריבים רו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם מעלמיה יברך וישתבח ויברך וישתבח ונעשה ויתעלה 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 שמי תקודשה ברכו לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמי רבי ואמרו אמן תקבל צלום לכל ישראל קודם שמיה ואמרו אמן יש שלום שמיה וחיים אלנו בכל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. Kiddush is page 49. Bear, you want to make Kiddush?
I'm not sure.
You don't have to. You don't have to. No? We'll help you.
Come on, Bear.
All right, yeah. Okay, yeah. Shikoach. Okay. Bari Priyagofen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagaf.
Amen.
Baruch
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotah v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho beracha uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron ama v'reishit.
Ki hu yom techila lemigrei kodesh zecher letziad Mitzrayim kivanu b'charta v'otanu kidashta migol hamim v'shabbat kodeshecha v'yava uvratzon hinchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Shakawa.
It's wine again.
It is wine. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol lated gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu pigoye haratzot velo samanu gemish bechol adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu gechol amonam v'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ששמיים ויסוד הארץ הגיע המלכות שלך יום ותמוך בכבוד ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabban Borach le'olam olamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'rechu Leila min kol birchata b'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mrama vuya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Yashroch to Darren for Kabbalah Shabbat and Tavera for Kiddush. Kiddush this week is sponsored by Raphael, Ariel, and Daniel Gleicher in memory of their father, William Gleicher. Zev ben Gadi Halevi of blessed memory. Thank you to them. If you're interested in sponsoring Kiddush, please contact the office. Shabbat Mishpacha is tomorrow, February 7th. There's Torah time also upstairs for the little kids. So please come to that. Also tomorrow we have a guest speaker, the last speaker in our text line series, who had to reschedule. He was originally going to come in the fall. Ido Geffen, who's a good friend of mine and a really brilliant novelist, Israeli novelist, most recently of Mrs. Lillian Bloom's Cloud Factory, which was recently named a finalist for the National Jewish Book Award. And Ido is also a neuroscientist, and one of his short stories is being adapted into a movie by Charlie Kaufman, and he's a very interesting, brilliant guy, so please come and see him. Tomorrow night is a potluck dinner at Rebecca and Matt Schwartz's house, adults only, and please register. I don't know if you can still register, but I'm sure you can come and bring something. We have another guest speaker coming up, Naomi Kahati Bronner, who is a longtime member of the PJC, who currently lives in Israel, just wrote a new book on the wings of eagles, from Yemen to Zion, which is a memoir about her family. She's from a Yemeni Jewish family, and Naomi's wonderful, and she's going to be coming on February 28th to talk about her book after Kiddush. So come see her and also catch up with Naomi. Purim is the evening of March 2nd. Megillah reading is 7 p.m. on that Monday, March 2nd. The carnival and celebration will take place the following day, Purim Day on March 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. If you want to be in the spiel, please let me know. I sent out an email to a lot of people. Some of you were on the list. All of you are more than invited to be in the spiel. So please let me know. We have a few, but we need a few more. And finally, Shrek the Musical is Sunday, March 15th at 2 p.m. And Adult Ed is going to start again on Tuesday night, 7:30, the normal time. Not this week, but hopefully either next week or definitely the week after. And the topic is going to be love and death in Jewish sources, in the Tanakh and in the Talmud mainly, and also in some other Jewish sources, love and death. And so that's coming up. And that's it. We'll continue with Yigdal on page 53. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach b'imtza v'hein eid el mitziuto echad v'hein yachid ke'yechudo nelam v'gam ein sof le'achduto v'hein lo demot ha'guf ein no guf lo naharoch elav kedushato gadmon echol davar asher nivra Rishon v'hein reishi le'reishito Hino Adon Olam v'echol notzar Yoreh gedulato malchuto Shefa nevuato netano el anshe segulato v'tifarto Lo kam Yisrael Moshe Od Navi umabid et munato Torah temet natan lemoel Al yad neviyonem an beito Lo lo ya khalifa el velo ya mirdato le olamim le zulato sofe veodea setarenu emabi le sopdavar vekadmato gomele ish chesed gmi follow noten le rasha rak rishato ishlach le ketzia mi meshichenu lifton mechake ketz yeshuato mitim yechayel ve'erov chasto baruch adei ad shem dilato mitim yechayel ve'erov chasto baruch adei ad shem dilato. Shabbos, everyone.
Why they changed how to determine whether it's kosher or not. It's because someone went over to an object's house, not that, and said, "Did you taste this? Let me know." And the guy tasting goes, "It really tastes sweet. Leave it here. And I'll take care of it." And the Jews walk out and go, "We have to change this."
Well, they did change it because it wasn't fast. You know, one thing is like ladies are very like,
I'll see you next week.
yes,
Especially in the industrial world, like, in Israel, the way they do it, all kinds of different kinds of people, where like, like everything. You can't just stop it. And, so, yeah. Like, rely on them. Yeah. So,
I'll send you the link.
weren't you here when the guy came and talked about his? Were you here for that? Yeah. Oh, you weren't here for that? That was good.
No, that one was on EDL, Nate.
This is from
That's an EDL.
New Town.
I'll read.
You didn't need it.
I actually have some, you should look at it.
I'm sorry, it was good. They said something.
I don't know.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
I entered it.
Yeah, it slows it down, yeah. So it's dry.
Yeah. No, it's all.
I'm sure that's why I entered.
I do think they missed this before. I do think they've been not so right, this was what like the person was saying.
I think it is led us to the end.
I like your name, but next time stand up. Come on.
Yes, it is.
It would have been funny. We thought we were going to get to the zero study, guys, but it wasn't funny. I wasn't what it was supposed to be. I won't let me stand up.
What did you think of this? What did you think of the comment? She was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was at stand up. Stand up.
lived up in New York. He's up, do you ever go to Bar 45? We used to go there all the time when my kids were younger, and they were on 45th.
Yeah.
And they moved to this well-known place. It's very, I mean, I'm a vegetarian, and they have an amazing vegetable. Like, my husband's Italian, and they have amazing lettuce and Italy, but you get when you like go around and you get these amazing vegetables, and they have this amazing vegetable.
Yeah, interesting event, it's a little bit.
And I like the one on the right. You're in love with the one that they were No, she was fun. She was like the biggest.
Oh, on the right, if you're facing.
I was facing this way.
Yeah, my God. She's a military rabbi. She worked for, which used to be called Rabbis from Israel. Now she works for, what is she called?
My mother's like, it was one and done. Very more, much more aggressive than the rest of the
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, the idea was,
Yes, it's years ago, yes.
I mean, I felt like my mother's. I thought it was like,
It was tough.
I guess I should have expected presidential debates. It wasn't really like a conversation. It was very like,
Everybody speak a little.
yeah,
I think she should have poked a little bit harder to get a little controversy. Because it's interesting, like what makes something interesting and makes you want to listen is you want to hear a little bit more. I mean, I doesn't matter.
but it's another thing I felt.
And she did actually, in one of her past jobs.
because I felt two ways. I don't know how official this was, but I felt like I was being a sharp version of head.
Like your audience, I mean, your audience is so very right-wing conservative audience, so that was like, they would clash and get here something like that. They didn't like the leftist, your friend on the right there, she was and I mean, you can't reason it. The one that the most progressive, the most progressive, like, not the you get two women. She was talking about design, you know, what does it mean to be a designist, what does it mean to be a designist? She definitely.
I don't really know their politics super well. I know the organizations that the one
I'm talking about,
you
she
like,
seemed the
the one
most
you like.
progressive to me.
Oh, I thought that you were.
Oh, no, not at all. She was like, when she said she was I imagine it was a J2 capital. They needed them. The hedge fund like, I'm your my job. I liked her, but that's
I met her before.
the way that she said across was much more crowd.
Well,
That is what happened, at least with what they got to say. I mean, that was so funny. She had a dog and she had this cute house. She was just like, you know, she had concierge rabbit, and we're like, I said you meet with J2 Capital and you know, you come to her desk and you look at the rabbit.
Margarita, the woman who runs this is, she tries to,
I think it's a little too mellow. I think she should have tried to be a little bit more
she's so
unaware.
and she's really good in that conversation, she's a really good interviewer, and she and I sort of hit it off. That's how we got connected or whatever. But, yeah, she could have been.
I just think she would have been a little bit more like, you know, picky or let them like pick out
The format, by the way, was this is like asking four rabbis three really major questions about the world, and they all say their thing.
But it really, it ended up being mostly about it, and that's how it was.
Well, so tell Margarita. Like, I don't know why she chose two questions. I mean, she chose this one question about the relationship between Jewish Israelis and Israeli Jewish Americans, and this question about Zionism and the change. I would have done one about, I thought the first one was good, I thought one about Zionism would be good, and then she should have
I
asked.
would have liked her to say something about
She
the
should have asked
need to be a
something else.
moral human, and how do we feel about the whole God in the world. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear, that's a different topic.
Well, she should have asked father, no, she should have asked a question. If it were me, I would be
question about Zionism is good, one question about what's the moral challenge is good, and one question about, I don't know, theology or something else.
Anyway, you guys are great. I wish I could have been spicier with all my only suggestion.
Yeah.
It's good to, I was glad I went. Anyway.
Yeah, they get so many hours. It's so unique.
Oh, it's fun, and I told my dad they had a so I teach music, so I know them from when they're kids. Their older son came to music with me when he was a baby. I walked into this, I walked in here, and I go, boy, you look familiar. And so, Naomi, I'm like, you look familiar like this, and then we figured out, I know from 20 years ago, when Villa, you know, Phil, her kids, right? Not me, they didn't go to, they didn't say, you were the rabbi? Oh, so that was before your time.
I love that you're doing that.
I didn't need to that out after I raised my kids. And, middle school, like, anyway, I know her because of the older one. And, yeah, so you have a 30-year-old, I have a couple, but here they are, and now a year later, they're together. Heavy and you never know how you meet them. It's nice, you got a nice Jewish shit out of me, so there you go.
I had so much fun last night. It's not something I would do. It was like the whole, like, years of it was so weird. Wasn't it?
I just wanted a few jokes. The guy, yeah, he wasn't so good. Stand-up. Well, just doing the stand-up.
Yeah, I don't really, unless they're really funny. But he did make me laugh with the family story.
Yes.
That was a funny bit. I thought he was okay, but I think, you know, listen,
It's hard to get.
it's very hard, and I think you can tell the difference between, I mean, he's not.
Oh, we're having dinner.
You can tell the difference, like, he's not, like,
Isn't
it's
it?
hard to be that low, I mean, he's not bad.
It goes to show how talented the ones that are good really are.
Oh my god.
Timing, the way
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
the way they, it's everything.
Figure out what the joke
And then when it
is.
doesn't land, they'll push, you don't
Yeah.
even know it, they'll.
Right,
they'll-
yeah. Hard.
It's hard, it's hard.
He wants to not.
I love a great set. Great set.
I listened to this, this Italian guy, what's his name? Manny Sebastian. Never heard of Manny Sebastian? It's really funny.
Really?
He does this whole Italian, he does
Does he have a
whole-
Netflix special? Is he a Netflix?
No, he's got like a bunch of things, he has a whole thing on road rage, and the funny thing on road rage, he goes through this whole spiel, and then goes, and then you just want to drive next to him, just to look at the person that turns you into a murderer. You just want to